There's
Hi.
Luba. Hey, Luba. Congratulations. We just heard the big news.
Oh, thank you. Very
Yeah.
exciting month of October it was.
How long was the engagement?
What is it?
How long was the engagement? Or no, you're engaged now. How long was the relationship between?
Oh, we dated like 10 years ago. We've been together, back together 3 months now.
Okay.
Long story.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. I'm happy for you. We all are. Very good. All right. Well, let's learn about marketing, guys. When I was talking to Jabin about doing this, there's going to be plenty of theory that we're gonna that he's gonna thread the needle on and help you guys understand. But it's also, I find it great to mix it up and really get practical. So today he's going to kind of bounce back and forth and open this wide open for us. And it's just him today. Jeremy's off on an assignment, so we've just got the big boss. So how you doing
Yeah,
today, Javen?
I'm doing good. I'm ready.
Yeah, are you at home or are you
Yeah.
usually on the road when I talk to you?
No, I'm at home. I'm at home
Oh,
today. So
good,
you
good,
might
good.
hear a random dog bark. You may hear a random teenager asking me for something, but I'm
That's
trying to
the only
create the kind of
way.
silence.
That's the only way we know you're not AI.
Yeah, definitely not. No, real life is happening over here. That's for sure.
Great. So, are you ready to dive in?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do
All
it.
right.
Welcome, everyone. Good to see everyone again. So Tuesday, we talked a lot about algorithm. We talked about some of the things that really dictate where your content gets distributed, right? And the different tiers of audiences. But what we want to specifically work on today in this workshop is analyzing the analytics that are available to us, so that we can understand the results of the algorithm, the rewards or the failures that we're getting from the algorithm. So the goal today is going to be to take just some simple tools that are available to us and see how we can look at an individual post or a string of posts and get some insights, not just to look in the past and tell us how we did, but that will then build the building blocks for what we do next week, which is start to create content and understand what kind of content is resonating with our audience and with the algorithm and what's not. So, what I want you to take away from this class today is a pretty good feeling of being able to pull up your phone or whatever tool you're using and analyze your analytics and understand what they mean and what they're telling you. So, and we also, what we want to do at the end of this is analyze the basics of our page, so that when people come to the page off of a good post, how we can maximize the results of them staying with us as a follower. So we're going to hit that up at the end as well. But let's start with analytics. Now, we gave you some homework to take a look at some top performing posts. Let me just ask you straight off the bat, if you can just unmute, let me know, how are you using analytics right now? Are you using a certain program? Are you just using Instagram or Facebook or whatever the platform is? Do you have a analytics tool that you're using? When I ask you to find your top performing post, what are you doing? What are you using? Just so I understand where everyone's at with this. Just platform, okay? So
I got a meta bit. Are you doing notes or do we speaking? Sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
Go
No, you
ahead.
can say it. That's fine.
Just meta business suite, just so I can just check and see what's happening across, Insta and Facebook combined. So it's just
Okay.
one stream coming down the pipeline.
So Gregory, are you using that to look at things as a whole, or are you going post by post?
It depends. Like for this thing in particular,
Okay.
this assignment, I was able to just go into Instagram, pull right up.
Okay. Well, perfect. Okay. Anybody using edits, the actual app? Anybody using edits at all? Yay or nay? No. Okay. So depending on time, we might dig in a little bit more on individual tools, because the way that Instagram and Facebook's kind of fragmented, there are certain things that are available in different places, and you're going to see that. But edits is something that specifically has some insights that the other tools don't. So we may get into that. You might see that on my screen as I share screen. But let's take a look at a few posts from my page And let's see what we can learn from the insights. I'm going to share my screen now because these are ones that are um, uh, specific to the Instagram app. Unfortunately, they're not shown on desktop. I'm going to have to share on this part from my actual phone, which I know is going to make this a little bit more difficult to see. Pull this up because it's going to be vertical. So screen monitoring here, and just let me know when you can see this.
But yeah,
You there? Okay.
yeah, there it comes. Yep. So
Okay. All right. Again, I apologize that it's vertical. We know we hate vertical, but that's what we got. Okay. So when I'm looking at an individual post, I have a couple pinned here at the top that we're going to look at. And we're going to look at some ones that are bangers that took off and ones that are duds. Okay. So let's look at it. Let's look at a banger. Let's look at a one that just crushed. This one right here. You can look at the insights, 10 million views on this post. Now, right away, first bar, we've got views, that's the eyeballs. We've got likes, we've got comments, we got forwards, and we got bookmarks. And this post was done before reposts, so reposts are at 0. What did we learn when we talked about algorithm? What did we learn was the biggest motivator, the biggest mover when it comes to algorithm? Anybody remember from Tuesday?
How long people watch the video?
How long people watch. So I don't see that yet from this, but if you notice when I scroll down, Instagram will give me on this one. It's funny. On this one, they don't. Let's back out of this one. This one's too old. Let's do this one. Instagram's going to give me a bar that's going to show me how long people watched. They just removed that from that. Okay, let's just go to a new one. Let's just do this. Let's go to one that's more recent so we can make sure that the watch. There we go. Views over time. Here we go. We'll just start with this one. So views over time. What this is showing us is how my followers behaved over a period of time watching the clip in comparison to what my normal reels do. So that dotted line is showing me what my average is. The purple line showing me what happened on this post. Okay. So in this case, the amount of time that people viewed the post and stayed on the post is much higher than what my average post is. If you look down here, this is the key. There's one thing we can distill it down to. It's this bar right here, view rate past the first 3 seconds. So this wasn't a banger of a post, but it did well. You notice how there's that little separator. That shows my average reel. My typical reel, 30% of my audience will watch for 3 seconds. That's on a typical reel. In this reel, I retained my audience past 3 seconds, retained 58% of my audience. So almost 30% more retention past 3 seconds. Now, remember from our talk on Tuesday, 3 seconds is the hook. That's what they want. It seems like a short period of time, but actually to get someone to stop on content for more than 3 seconds, that is the key. That is the quote unquote, this is Instagram's term, that is the hook. So everything really comes down to if you can get them past that first 3 seconds. That's not what I'm telling you. That's what the analytics are telling you. Why is Instagram not showing you? Why aren't they saying view rate past 1 second, 5 seconds? They're showing this specifically because this is what matters to them. That's what the analytics are telling us. Instagram's own analytics. Now, in the analytics, we also see things like followers and non-followers that have interacted with this. So in this case, a huge portion of the people that have come to this post are non-followers. So based on our discussion on Tuesday, what is that telling me about my distribution? What happened with this post? Did it just stay in my follower circle? Anybody? Seems like an obvious question, but
No, it looks like it went way beyond that.
went way beyond it, right? It went way beyond it. And there's some other details in here. Audience, you can do it by gender, by country, by age. You can see if your Facebook is connected, you can see how many views came from Facebook, right? You can see how many follows. Now, I only got 3 follows off this, even though it got shown to a lot of people. Directly from this reel, I only got 3 new followers. You can see how much work it takes to get a following when, let's see what our reach was up here. Our views came from, got 157,000 views. Notice 30% of that's non-followers. So what is that, 40,000 people? Almost 50,000 people saw this. They didn't follow me. I got 3 followers. So even though the views were good, the hook was good. I had 12 days of watch time on it. That's great. People didn't stick around. Okay. Now, notice right here, again, looking at the analytics, look at what Instagram's telling me in the overview. And this is some of the newer things that you didn't see on the post from last year that was bookmarked, but you see it here. If you can't read it, I'll read it to you. It says, this reel has one of your best hooks. This reel is being shown to more people because more non-followers than usual are viewing past the first 3 seconds. They're telling you right away, this is what we care about. Non-followers are following past 3 seconds. So let me ask you, we're looking at one post, but if I'm analyzing this post, reviewing how it went, what's the number one thing straight from my phone that I would want to look at to determine the success of this post?
It has to be new followers, right? Otherwise, we're just spinning our wheels.
That's a good question.
No.
That's a good question. And ultimately, we want followers. Ultimately, we want followers. But let me ask you this, Scott. Have you ever interacted with a post, didn't follow the account, but in the next minutes, hours, or days, content from that person comes back in your feed?
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
100%. 100%. So yes, you are correct. Ultimately, we want followers. And only getting 3 from this, that's the reality of it, right? That's what I got. But all of these people are going to end up getting retargeted. Now, what they decide to do with that, again, it's going to be up to them to decide whether they want to follow or not. But in terms of the success of this post, what is the biggest piece of analytics that Instagram is telling me by their own system here that is most important? What do you think? What is it?
Hope you're not asking me.
Anybody.
Watch time.
Watch time. Did it go over 3 seconds or not? It's this bar right here. That tells me everything. Now, let me give you an example of one that didn't perform this well. Okay. Let me give you, let's look at a dud, an even more of a dud. This one right here.
I was going to say it better not have me in it.
No, it doesn't have you in it. Of course not. Okay. So, oh, wow. Okay. Let's go to the top first. 300 likes. Ugh. 40,000 views. Ugh. 1 day of watch time. Woof. I mean, it's not good. And look, it got out. They distributed it to non-followers. They did. Now, this was in part because this was a collaboration post. So I did this with other people. So I didn't get the distribution because the post was so good. I got the distribution to non-followers because the bartender and the brand and the bar also collabed on the post. So I'm seeing their analytics too. But let's look at our key analytic. Why did it only get 40,000 views? Oh, we couldn't retain anybody past 3 seconds. 17% of the people that saw this post, only 17% of them stuck around for 3 seconds. Well below the average. So guess what? Instagram didn't show it to anybody else. They're like, this thing's a dud. So it primarily went to the followers of those accounts that collaborated, right? So let me just stop right there.
Got a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, like, we've been doing a lot more mic'd up stuff over the past 2 quarters, and there's just such a huge spike when we have somebody mic'd up that is right out of the gate is saying, "Hey, everyone!" Like just whatever the hook is to get them in, and we just blow past the 3 seconds right away.
Yep.
Having that be a consistent thing all the time is what we're struggling with right this second. But it's always the thing that tracks harder for us, as opposed to like here's a comedy poster with some comedians and
Right.
a reel. It's like they're just gone already. They catch
Sure.
the date and the price, and they're out of here. So just noticing that with the 3 second thing is all.
100%. So keep in mind, a hook doesn't have to be visual. A hook can be sound. A hook can be what's typed on the screen. A hook can be, I just visited the world's greatest bar, and here was my favorite cocktail. People go, oh, and they're waiting for it, right? For 3 seconds. It's a hook doesn't have to be a actual moving picture, a video clip. So for you, Gregory, that the hook is the audio. That's it. It's having someone that tells the person what they're doing or whatever the case may be right off the bat. That's it for you so far, right?
So, hey,
Sean?
DJ, I just want to jump in
Yep.
for a second. I can hear a few light bulbs going off. I want to share a story, guys, about a friend of mine who was facing bankruptcy 5 or 6 years ago. And he called in 6 or 7 of us to do what he could to help him. One guy was a marketing guy, a friend of ours, makes a ton of money. And he looked at his marketing, and we were looking at the balance sheet and looking at his P&L, and he's like, why do you have a film crew? He goes, oh, my marketing. He goes, man, I'm connected. I've never even seen your marketing before. We had to look through it, and it was amazing over the next few days that this guy kind of took it on. The thumbnails, you think about that, like the front page of the paper. He had his guy swap those out. Boom, 10 times more clicks. Taking the point of the story, moving it to the front, sharing that in the first 3 seconds. Everyone wants to see how to do it. 20x, 50x. Like there's a formula to this that no matter how charismatic you are, no matter how good you think you are at marketing, we got to get these technical pieces right and then learn how to measure it to improve it. So that's what I've picked up so far, man. Very valuable.
Yeah. Any questions so far on analyzing just the basics of the analytics and the importance of the first 3 seconds? Any questions on that?
You're just saying, don't beat around the bush. Be really clear off the first 3 seconds of what the post is about and what's gonna come after, especially if it's long-winded. Hopefully, it's not.
Well, Scott, that's that. I'll tell you that it depends on what gets people, right? Sometimes beating around the bush keeps them past 3 seconds. The key is what gets them to stop. That is your
Gotcha.
hook. What gets them to stop, and you're gonna see. We're gonna look at some profiles, and maybe even look at, if we want, some of your profiles, and see some examples of that where you just look at it and you go, okay, I can kind of get an idea of why this one tended to do well, because it got people's attention right away. It got them to stop right away.
Cool.
Any other questions on that? Okay, let me show you one more, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at how this can really dictate your content strategy. Why this matters for your content strategy. So are you guys seeing that? Okay. Do this. So here's one that got posted recently. And I'll just show you. You can see the video. It's corks being made from a winery. And this thing it's like a machine but it raises curiosity. What is it? It's very repetitive. There's no explanation. There's no sound. There's no voiceover. But if you look down here again, followers to non-followers, this thing went way above its weight class. Right? 12% of the 16 or 1.6 million views came from my followers. 87% came from non-followers. Okay. You also can see where they're coming from. So you notice top sources, the Reels tab, it's getting suggested to people. It's getting put in their feed. It's in the Explore page. They're discovering it. Instagram's doing your job for you and distributing this to people that they think are interested. Now, I'm not exactly sure how long this video is, but the average wait time or average watch time is 11 seconds. And you can see we blew past our average typical reel, 26% of the audience watching past 3 seconds and got to 60. So, see, I mean, just looking at that on its own, it's a no-brainer. This thing was going to crush. Now, this one, we got 1,000 follows. The other one, we got 3. Obviously, more people saw it. That's part of it, but it wasn't even just that. I mean, it was clearly whatever was happening here resonated with the audience more so than the tequila one that we did. So go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, my theory on that, and I get sucked into these videos all the time. Like it's like a blinding flash of the obvious. We've all had a cork in our hands 100 or 200 times, but have you seen how it's made before? Now you're seeing it. I always say it's the same in the kitchen. I watched a video the other day of a guy debone a duck. Why? And I've just never seen it done before. I mean, you're behind the scenes in this cool London restaurant. I just think that these guys could do a lot more behind the scenes and get a lot more eyeballs with that.
100%. 100%. And that's going to lead us into how we start to analyze, take the analytics and decide on content. Okay, it's going to lead right into it because what Sean just described is absolutely true. Think about this. If you were a cork manufacturer, what do you think the production value was on this video? I mean, this is a cell phone, no sound, no editing. It's a cell phone in front of a machine. That's it. That's it. They didn't bring in a film crew. So let me show you how frustrating this can be if you are the type of person that produces high quality, amazing, beautiful content. But this is going to really hit home. One of the big takeaways that we want you to have here is how do we take the analytics and decide what to do with our content? I want to give you an example. Okay. Something that is maddening to my film crew. Okay. I'm going to show you two posts. Oh, just switch the account. There we go. Go to my saved posts. Okay. First post I'm going to show you is this one. This was shot by my videographer. It's got beautiful slow-mo. It's timed to the music perfectly. It's great. Now, in addition, this one was posted with collaborators, and they weren't small collaborators. Bad Birdie, if you're familiar with her, has 440,000 followers. That's the bartender. And then the actual brand that was shot with has a modest, 12,000. Okay. Now notice the analytics on this post, the insights. It got 162,000 views. Now, this is back before Instagram allowed insights on some of the collab posts, but let's just get the main things. 162,000 views. That's the main thing. 162,000 views, almost 5,000 likes. I paid a lot of money to have that video shot. Now, I want to show you a video shot the same day of the same cocktail in the same bar, the same bartender, but shot by me on my phone. And basically just edited with some tools that we're going to show you next week when we start creating content. There is no slow-mo. I believe that there might be a little bit of music in here. It says it's unavailable. It might have. This is like from 2 years ago. But I want to show you the analytics of this post. Okay. 341,000 views, 17,000 likes. This post was not done in collaboration with the bartender or the bar. This was just posted on my phone and posted the day that we shot it. While I'm paying my videographer to go through and edit all of this footage, all this content, I posted this thing in real time, 341,000 views. Now,
But
this
it looks more authentic to me than the overproduced one.
there you go. And there's reasons behind it, Gregory. There's reasons behind it, and it goes to like what Sean was saying, where sometimes we just need to pull out our phones and pull out our phones and capture content about with a process or something that's unique. Because when we read the analytics, we realize, oh, this is what Instagram likes.
Hey, Javen, just looking at
Yeah.
those two videos side by side,
Yeah.
this made me realize, like, I have a bias against the polished video. Like, that's a big company trying to show me what they want to show me, where the other one is someone who's interested, who took their phone and took this video. It's almost like, for me, there's more credibility in the cell phone.
And keep this in mind, for this team. I have to do both because what pays my bills is the one that looks like the ad, right? But that went to more of just my follower base. Okay. But I need that. The brand loves that video. It ends up on their website. They feel so wonderful about it. It's great. But if I want my page to grow and I want to end up having my content shown to new audiences, then I've got to do both. There's times where I need to show the polished content, but there's other times that I need to just whip out my cell phone and post something. So do you see how analytics, looking at the results, can help look for trends? Because it's not just one post to one post. I can show you that case over and over again. But that will help me dictate how I'm going to do content. So for an example, I started a series called the License to Distill Barstool series. You know why I started that bogus, like, just made up a name? Because my cell phone footage was crushing what my videographer does. It happens all the time. So I've got to figure out a way to like, how can I pose this to the audience who's used to my polished content? Brands are used to, I can't go around to a brand and say, hey, I want you to pay me X, and I'm just going to walk around with my cell phone and take video. They're like, no, we want all the sexy slow-mo stuff. Okay, I'll do a Barstool series. And when I shoot, after my videographer does all his stuff, I go, great, out of the way. Here's my cell phone. I'm going to take that video. And most of the time, it's a multiple 5X, sometimes 10X in terms of views and engagement. But why do I do that? Because the analytics told me that if I want to grow, I need to do that. And so that dictated how I created content. I still can't get rid of my bread and butter. I still need to get paid. So for you, let's talk about that in practical terms. Remember, we talked about certain posts are going to go to your follower base. You may need to do those. You're having specials. You have something that you want to get out to your a special event. You want to get out to your people. That's important. You don't care about the analytics. You just need to communicate with your existing audience. Tell them what's going on. But as you want Instagram to be this powerful tool for you, that's when you say, okay, how do we also maintain our brand voice, but do it in a way that works for the algorithm so we can get more eyeballs to our restaurant, to our bar through Instagram, through Facebook. Let me just pause there. Questions, comments, thoughts? Does it make sense?
For me, this all makes sense. It's just hard because it's not intuitive. Like it seems like it should be the opposite, and that's where I think I'm struggling here.
Yeah. My video team feels the exact same way. I mean, it's like it's frustrating, and it's because what you hear from the Instagram team when you follow them is high quality content, right? But let me show you. Let me show you this on my desktop, because that way we can go full screen and we don't have to keep looking at my. But let me just show you a couple examples of why that. Let's see this window. Okay, are you guys able to see that?
Yep.
Okay, so Instagram will tell you, oh, high quality, high quality, high quality. That's what we want, right? Okay. There's videos in here. I'm going to pull up one specifically, this one. Okay. This thing is blurry. Somebody sent this to me from Dubai. It's a teddy bear. It's a Fernet and Coke. The Fernet's in a teddy bear, or the Coke's in a teddy bear. I forget which one it is. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This is an espresso martini and Coke. And it's blurry. I mean, it's literally just, are you seeing that?
Yeah.
But you know
I
what's
want to jump in and rescue the bear.
right? But if you look at the analytics on this post, it actually did insane. It did really well. Now, so the point in me saying that is because sometimes it's those blurry videos. Those ones that just don't equate to what Instagram's telling you they want, and they work. They work. But what did Sean say? Remember, credibility in the moment. It's someone that's sharing something that feels more authentic, right? So if that's what you stop on sometimes, and that's what you trust, then think like the potential follower or the viewer. Say, okay, I need to create content that falls in that category.
Yeah, and I think when you think about the source too, if you think about something like the news, I know we've all got different opinions on that nowadays, but I like rather my news from someone who looks like they haven't just crawled out of bed, sitting in their mom's basement. So the guy that has the kind of roughshod equipment might not be the hero of the day. But when I look at something for a bar and you bring in a film crew, I'm not saying that you never should. There's lots of good reasons to do so, but for the most part, I expect to see a bar owner or a bar manager with a cell phone, shooting some cool shit, bringing me behind the scenes, getting me connected to the brand. I think that would have a lot more impact on me personally than polished content done by an agency.
Yeah. So let me just go through my Reels tab with you, and let me show you examples of things that are polished and things that are not. And I bring this up to you so that as we get into content creation, I don't overwhelm you, because we could just have this class and say, let me give you the names of the best film crews in your area. But I mean, that's not really what this is about. If you go through, this is just my Reels tab. I have a couple bookmarked, but this post on the right hand, I don't know if you can you see my cursor as I go over
Yeah.
it or no? Okay. This post
Yes.
shot with my cell phone, 10 million. This post was one we just talked about, shot with my cell phone, 341,000. Now this one is a professionally shot video, 200,000 views. Cell phone, 60,000. These are very sponsored. We'll get into that another time. These are ads for World Class. So the engagement on those is a little off because of all of these. Cell phone video from Austin, cell phone video from Miami, cell phone video from Milwaukee. This one is just an unedited GoPro clip of a guy chopping vanilla for vanilla bitters. That's it. I put a head cam on him, didn't edit it, posted it from their spot. It's just him chopping vanilla. One point of the process. That's it. Cell phone video. 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 395,000. Cell phone video. Now, some of these, cell phone video. Some of these are professionally shot. This is professionally edited, 40,000. Professionally edited, 40,000. Professionally edited, 70,000. I'll just show you these real quick. This one, 255,000. This was just me with my cell phone. Actually, this is a GoPro video. I put a GoPro on a Koa in Mexico. That's it. Didn't edit it. Just stuck a GoPro on a Koa and hit record. But when you come down here, you'll see cell phone video, 236,000 views. And then one more. Cell phone video, 1 million views. This is me next to these guys the day I got there for this massive shoot we were doing. I did my cell phone video with 1 million views. Meanwhile, my videographer that's doing all these sexy videos we're like getting 100,000 views, 50,000 views. I whip out my cell phone and get 1 million.
So when
It's
you choose to sponsor an ad, like what do you like just for your brand specifically? Because everything else is all over the place for different concepts. What are you looking for for a return on that? Are you looking for 30% more viewership? Are you looking for 40% more viewership? Like what is the formula based on the project?
So we're going to get into ads in a future. I don't run ads on my stuff. Brands can run ads on my content. The brand is paying me to post it organically.
Oh, I thought you said sponsored. All right, so
When I apologize. I should make sure everyone knows this. For me, sponsored means that a brand has paid me to make the post.
Oh, okay. Apologies.
So I haven't boosted it. Those are just my organic numbers. That's why I'm showing you guys the raw thing. I mean, I've got duds. I've got 1 million followers and there's videos that get 25,000 views. I mean, but a brand's paid me to do that. And so for me, it's like, well, it's a bummer, but I mean, if they're happy with the video and the asset, it's fine. It's all good. And that's why I say that for you guys. There's going to be things that you're going to need to post to your followers that's not going to go viral. That's okay. The point is that as you're creating content, how can you play the algorithm game? So, for example, we talked about this earlier, last week or Tuesday. Hey, I'm going to take a picture of an aviation. Remember, we talked about a photo is going to go to your existing followers. Why don't I take out my cell phone and why don't I just take a 5-second clip of a bartender, hopefully that's dressed well, that visually attractive, it looks, like the setting looks good, whatever. And let me get him or her pouring that out of the shaker into the glass and post that, knowing that has the potential of far greater reach than the photo does.
Yeah.
And then you never know, that thing could go crazy viral.
Yeah. Hey, Javen, as you were taking us through your account there, I was thinking a lot of this group was just in tequila with us.
Yeah.
And they have in a shared drive like a gold mine worth of stuff to the right audience, right? You have tequila, the fastest growing category. I was just thinking as I was watching yours, like the 7 steps to making tequila for people that are new to the category goes up on the website as part of your marketing campaign. Like, just think, guys, you already have that footage, both video and stills. And the cool thing is you're in the photos as well for your target audience at the restaurant. Like I just want you to start thinking about campaigns as we move more into creative next week and beyond. But that just really
Yeah.
reminded me that, sometimes we're sitting on a lot of great content that we never post.
Yeah. So let's move off analytics. Let me ask you, do you feel more comfortable understanding analytics in whatever tool you're using? Do you feel more comfortable understanding what Instagram's trying to tell you with the analytics? Do you have questions before we move on? You feeling more comfortable with it? Okay.
I got a quick question.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
In the previous course, you were talking about the creator versus the business account.
Yeah.
And could you just quickly just touch on like the difference and why you'd want the creator?
Sure. Let me, and again, that is something that it's being increasingly interesting to pin that down as far as the answer to that. So one of the benefits of a creator account, I had a business account before. I turned it into a creator account. One of the big things is that there are some different tools. The tools vary business to creator. There's some analytics that you get with creator that you don't get with business, but I believe there's some ad related tools that you get as a business account that you don't get as a creator. And that's what we want to pin down for you guys very clearly. One benefit of a creator account, one major benefit is music. So as a creator account, I can use reels that have trending music. I can technically put out a video with a Taylor Swift song, for example, and it's fine. Whereas a business, I can't. So for example, some of those collab posts that you saw, when it says audio unavailable, we'll go and we'll create a video and I'll post it, and the brand will say, hey, make us a collaborator on that post. But because they're a business account, it'll mute the audio. They can't do it because Instagram doesn't allow the business to have like Taylor Swift promoting their business, if that makes sense. But a creator, I can create content as long as, you know, she's given them the ability to use it in their app. I can create content with that music. So I'm going to give an example of an account that Sean referenced the other day, and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to demonstrate to you why this is important. Let's go to Duke.
And guys, as we go through this and he offers examples like Duke's, make sure you thumbnail that in your own account and just study them. I started going back and looking, you'll see the formula. And if it
Yeah.
works for your place, great.
Yeah. So this place has been on a meteoric rise. That's a bar up in like Napa area, Northern California. And not an old account. I believe this account's maybe a year old. And they're already at 144,000 followers. Their engagement is through the roof. Their views are through the roof. So so you can see their views. I'm gonna go to Reels here. These are the ones they have pinned: 3.9 million, 3.5 million, 108,000. It looks like, if I'm looking at this, that's probably something that they've gotten sponsored. Believe it or not. And I look at their views and it's only 47,000. I'm guessing that they're probably starting to get people reaching out with sponsorship deals. Without me clicking on that, that is my guess. But you can see their typical engagement is very high and typical views are very high. But one of the things that you'll notice is they can use music. So right now, this post is using James Brown, Make It Funky. Right here. So they are a business, but they've set themselves up as a creator account. And I'm not telling you to do that yet because I do not want to give you advice to do something that's going to end up hurting you in the long run. That's why we are vetting that heavily. Here's another one. It's, you know, a specific song from a specific artist. And you'll see that all the way through. They're definitely using that. So they are set up as a creator account, not as a business account. So that's the main differences. But we want to make sure that we're really clear on it before we tell you.
Yeah, just before we move on from that, David, as I said, I encourage you guys to go and watch 3 or 4 of those videos. You'll notice a few things. Not professionally shot, from one camera angle. The woman works there. You know that from listening to her. If they don't have an ingredient, she'll put often an unacceptable substitute in. It's bizarre. She'll just say, fuck it, I'll use this instead. She's not a professional, you know, cocktail maker back there, but she's sharing her knowledge and passion. She's weaving the business brand in. I think it's genius. Like, I never would have thought they get those numbers, but they are.
But they are. Yeah. So what I want to do now is let's do an audit. Because the goal with the algorithm, new eyeballs, new audiences, right? But how do we take it from that post that I got that got 3 new followers to one that got 1,000? Part of that is what happens when people discover you. And this is where it's very important to analyze, scrutinize what you have in your bio and your front page, right? What people see. So I'm going to give you some tips that I got from the Meta Creator community by sharing my page. And I'll tell you how we do this. And I'm open to having feedback on this completely, because we're not above suggestions here. So let's just say my post goes viral. I hit the algorithm. It's great. I end up getting tens of thousands of new eyeballs, and they not only check out my post, but they now go to my page. What are they going to see? What do I want them to see? So when you look at License to Distill, what are some things that you would think of that you would want to know straight away? You just discovered this page. What are some things that you're looking for as a user of Instagram? Because you're about to decide whether or not you're going to stick around or that was a one-off post and you're off doing something else. So what are some of the things you're looking for? Anybody?
I want to find out what I get from the page when I follow it.
Okay. Yeah. So clear indication, maybe from the bio of what is it, right? So have you ever had a case where you got a great one-off post and you went and it just was someone's personal account and you're like, oh, they just happen to like be at the right place at the right time. They filmed it, probably not going to follow them. But if you saw, oh, this is what these people do. What I just saw is repeatable. They're doing this all the time. Is that going to influence your follow? 100%, right? So a clear direction on the bio. I got my bio torn apart by the Meta crew. And remember, a lot of these people are not in this industry. So first thing when they found out I wasn't a bartender, they're like, you need to put that right at the way that you're not a bartender. That's amazing. That makes me stop and think like, wait, this guy's not a bartender? What's all this bar stuff? It makes me stop and think. So I tried it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna add that to my bio that I'm not a bartender. But starting to think about what are people looking for? Recipes, recommendations, what to drink, where to drink, how to drink. What is the link clear? Is the link go to places that I want it to go to? Or have I not checked the links in my bio for months, not refreshed them? Does it go to a dead page? These are all simple things that help dictate whether or not someone actually sticks around, right? But then we got things like highlights from stories. That could be events that you're doing, specials you're running, the sexiest, best stories you've had, or user-generated content. As people repost stuff, experiences that they're having. That could be a story highlight there that can help people get a feel and understand of what the environment is like at your bar, at your restaurant. And then one thing that is really a must is pin your top posts. Pin your top posts. Now, that could be just your best performing posts, and that's kind of a flex, but also, helps people see like other people like this content too, right? They come here and they go, wow, 10 million views, like, geez. But for you, that might be what's the best representation of our bar, of our environment, of our food, of our drink. I want to make sure that's there at the top because you and I know that when we go to a page for the first time, that first row is that's pretty much all we see in terms of content. By the time you get past the bio, the highlights, the links, the da-da-da-da, you might see the top row. And it takes a lot to get people to keep scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. So put your best foot forward. That's like your front of house. Like, who's the person that greeting people at the door? It's those videos. It's those posts. Get those at the top. And you
Hey,
can
Jim,
rotate those whenever you want. Go ahead.
Can you scroll up to the top for a second? Because I think it's important, everyone on this call, like it's time we all do an audit of our profile. Firstly on the photo, people do judge a book by its cover. Like that's a guy, well, I probably have a pina colada based on what he's wearing, but you know what I mean? That's a person you'd like to have a drink at a bar, as opposed to if your brand isn't like stuffy, you're wearing a suit, whatever else. I think getting some help with ChatGPT, pointing them to like 5 bios that you really like and you stick with and getting help there and then following the formula, get the highlights right and pin those top tabs. Like I think for a lot of us, that could be a big boost right there.
Yeah. Well, I know as a consumer, a lot of times I go on and all I see is an address. I mean, it's fine. But sports bar address, like, okay. I mean, can more be done there. And he brought ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT all the time to perfect my bio. We're going to talk later in future weeks about how this ties into search engine optimization, people searching you both on Instagram and on Google and other platforms. This all fits into the narrative of people searching for you. All this information is searchable. So even asking ChatGPT, use keywords that will help optimize my search engine optimization, just like it would for a website. In other words, cocktail recipes. What do you think people search for a lot on Instagram? Recipes. Recommended bar recs. I can't put recommendation on the, but you see what to drink, how to drink. Notice how I put cocktails, drink, bar, bartender. Those are all search keywords, right? Yes, my stuff is probably more, I call it cocktails more than drinks, but we're going to put drink in there because some people are going to search drinks or drink. They're not going to all search craft cocktails. They're search craft cocktails. So these are all things that you analyze. So let's do this real quick. Let's now go to Sean's page. Let's analyze Sean's page. Based on what we just talked about, I know he's like the head honcho, but let's break it down a little bit. Do you see things that Sean could optimize, that Sean could change, adjustments? If you were coming to Sean's page for the first time, would you immediately get what he does? Would you immediately understand it? What do you think? I know I'm just throwing this at you last minute, but what do you think? Yes, no?
I think Sean's got work to do.
Yeah, there's some ways to dress that up, right? Some of what Sean does kind of gets lost, doesn't it? Right? Is there some ways that could he make that look visually more appealing? Probably, right? Could Sean make sure that his first posts tell immediately, this is what I do, right? In fact, one of the things, and I just haven't filmed it yet, so I'm a bad example of this because it's just one of the suggestions that came in our meta group. One of the suggestions is a about me or about my page, or for you and about the bar, about the restaurant, that just gets pinned to the top and it's always there. Here is who we are. We are a cocktail bar in such and such. Here's where we're at. Here's what we do. Here's what we specialize in. And it just stays there. Now imagine if I came to Sean's page because I'm looking for help. And right here, post 1 was Sean saying, here's what I do in 15 seconds, and here's what I can get you. And I'm like, done, know exactly what I got going on. I'm either going to reach out or I'm going to follow. Right? Should just be abundantly clear, because going viral is great. Hitting the algorithm is great. But once they come, they're only going to stay if they know what they're going to get. One more thing as we look at Sean's page. Okay. So Ali, I think, brought up this. Was it this one? Which one of these, Ali, was the one that just went? Oh, this one.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. It's got thousands of views, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a perfect example of something that probably didn't bring in a lot of extra followers, because this is probably weather related, boating related, regional related. But Sean got way more views than anything that he's done. Right? So
Yes.
there's an example. What were the stats, Ali, on that? Do you remember? 13,000?
It was like 19,000
19,000?
views. And then
Yeah.
he got like, I think 5 followers off of it.
Yeah.
It retained everyone. This was interesting, the skip rate. So his typical skip rate is 61%. This one was 18%.
So not a lot of people watched it all the way through and didn't skip it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And then, it went out to, so there was 15% of his followers watched it, and non-followers was 85%.
Now I gotta find out how to make money off my dock sinking.
Yeah. So here's the thing, and this is just gonna wrap us up and lead us to next week. Even without me looking at Sean's analytics, if I just scroll through here, I can tell you right now that when Sean posts his beautiful wife, his engagement's up. I can just roll over it and see it. Happens every time. When Sean posts personal things, like his I think this is your daughter, right? Getting married? Is it your daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. the engagement's through the roof. So if I was consulting with Sean and not doing this in 5 minutes, what I would ask Sean to think about is this a personal page or a business page? Is there benefits of doing this? Is Sean selling a lifestyle? And hey, here's the lifestyle, the boat, the barbecue. I mean, the cigars on the dock, all that stuff. Is he selling? Great. Or are the ones following him there because this is Sean's only page and it's people that don't make him any money and people that make him money? Would it be better to split it off? Is it okay being in one? Or should each of these posts have a clear and distinct message that supports whatever's at the bio? If this is the page he's making money on, this is his business page. Is there intention on each and every one of these posts? So these are the types of things that we analyze, right, when we're looking at this. And that process is ever changing. And once you think you got it figured out, things adjust, things change. But those are the suggestions that we would give, is just making it abundantly clear what the page is, who you are, and why people should follow you, and how and eventually become customers. All right, that's the ultimate goal. Following is one thing. We need to convert them to customers. Any questions on that?
Yeah, we got a couple minutes before some folks are going to have to jump. So if there's any questions for those that are jumping off soon, you can go first. And otherwise, we can stay on the line for a little bit. Before we let those go, Jamie, you want to give a quick preview for Tuesday?
Yeah. So Tuesday, what we're going to do, so we've talked about the algorithm, talked about how to look at analytics and how that should dictate our content. We're going to start getting into Tuesday actually creating content and some of the actual tools to use to simply make it. And let me just start. If you use an agency or somebody to create all your content, some of this might be, dumbed down. We are going to help you create content in a simple way that you can do with your cell phone with tools you already have. And that will, even if you just need to mix that in to other professional content that you're doing, that's fine. You're going to know how to do it and help you get the process started so that we can, the goal of this by the end of this class is that you'll be able to use your cell phone and edit a video.
Yeah, and it'd be cool, guys, for everyone to participate and get the results up and share the learnings, because I think we're going to learn a lot next week.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. I know some have got to jump, but anyone's got questions? Unmute yourself and fire away.
Yes, I have a question. I would love to know if Felix and me, we are running a bar show in Cologne, and I want to know if Instagram is a good tool, or what would you do to sell more tickets for the bar show? Because we had like 2,000 visitors last year or this year, and we want to increase to 2,500 or 3,000, and that's also always a hard time for us to increase the visitors. So how can we use Instagram, because we don't have the feeling that it's really good working to sell tickets over Instagram?
Can I ask you what page, is there a specific page that you're using to promote the bar show?
Instagram page?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bar Symposium, barsymposium.cgn.
Okay. So you mind if I just pull it up real quick? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Bar Symposium?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Bar Symposium.
Okay. So 3,800 followers. One of the things I would ask is, when you look at your analytics, is it very regional? Your follower base, is your follower base regional? Like, are they in your area?
Let me check. Felix, perhaps you can also check it.
Yeah, I'm not able to check. And I guess these are some questions that we can talk about this offline if you'd like, too. But here's the questions I'd ask you. You don't have to tell me now, but I would. Where's the follower base from?
Okay, I can check it out right now, but we don't
Yeah.
want to steal anyone else's time, just if it's interesting for everyone. So this would be 75% Germany.
Okay. So
By
there are people
country
that
or
could
by cities?
attend. Oh, that's fine. You can do that. There are people that could travel there. A good portion of your follower base, people that can travel there, right? Yeah. People
Yeah,
and
okay, good.
probably followers have attended before in the past or have some interest in it in the past. So yes, this is a powerful tool, but what you have to realize is as you go through this, you're gonna reach a fraction of those people every time you post. You're not going to get to all 3,800 unless you boost it and put some money behind it. Now, I will tell you, it wouldn't take very much budget to get in front of the equivalent of your follower base, and it would help with some ad spend, and it would help you get with that. You're able to actually pinpoint who sees it. And again, we're going to talk about ads down the road, but we might be able to help you along with this earlier in the process. But in other words, you can drop a pin on the location of the festival, create some some key categories that you're searching for in terms of people, and you could put a 10-mile radius around it and put $100 on it with a good piece of content and a link to buy the tickets, and you'd get that out to probably the equivalent of your 3,800 follower base pretty quick. And then it'd be analyzing to see how many actually buy, right? And now you're starting to like look at your what your rate is of how much you're spending versus how many tickets you're selling. And that's going to be the better the content, the lower that cost is going to be. The worse the content, because just like you were looking for people to interact with your organic content, same thing with an ad. They can look at the ad and go, nah, and you're still paying for it, or they can look at the ad and go, oh, sweet, looks cool. I'm gonna act.
Cool.
So,
is that helpful, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Cool. Other questions?
If I may, just about this analytics,
Yeah.
are you able to see where this regional location of your followers within the Instagram?
Yeah. Yes, you
I'm
are.
looking for it. I'm trying to.
Okay. So if you go to your settings, and I don't have a I wonder if we could let you screenshot or screen share your screen. I could walk you through it. But if you go to your settings, it should be under Insights or Professional Dashboard.
Yeah. I got the insights.
Okay. And then is there a part that says Followers?
That's interesting. Views, interactions, new followers.
Okay. So yeah,
That's
but you need to go down to new followers. Let me see if you can get it from there. Yeah, you can get it. So if you go there, go to tap new followers. That'll get you there.
yeah. Oh yeah. I see
Okay,
that
now
under.
scroll down, you see top locations, and you'll see cities and countries.
Okay.
And that'll tell you and then you also get age ranges and male, female, that kind of thing. You see it there?
Amazing. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, perfect. That's actually pretty
Great.
good. Thanks.
Yeah, awesome.
A lot of local followers. That's good.
No, that's great. Yeah, that's important.
It's great. Other questions, guys?
If I may ask another question, because you mentioned earlier that if you put like information out that are meant to reach our followers of the bar, just like about events or something, where we don't care about the performance so much, would that inhibit the other posts where we really care about growing or not?
No, that's a great question, Felix. One thing that Instagram has made abundantly clear is they're looking at post by post. So you can have that's one of the maddening things. It's like, okay, hey, I just had this post that got 1 million views, and then I posted again, it got 20,000. Where'd everyone go? It's like, because they decided that next post, they don't care about showing it to anybody. So I mean, does it hurt like, your overall engagement? I mean, it's not, they they want watch time. So if the next post that you do is a banger, it's great. Guess what? They're not gonna be like, well, that last one that showed the hamburger special that they're doing next week, that didn't do well. So we're gonna hold this one back. If people are watching that thing and they're getting watch time, they're putting it out there. They're gonna do it. So that's one thing that as we talk about the content creation, that's one thing I can tell you that brands really miss the boat on. We drink our own Kool-Aid way too much. You sit there and you hear people go, yeah, I'm going to post today. And then like this weekend, I'm going to do like a follow-up post to it. As if these followers who are looking at thousands of posts are going to go, oh my God, Jabin posted about this on Tuesday. And now he's got this subtle nod to his content on Saturday. And I totally remember it. And I'm tying this thread. And that is the most narcissistic thing I could possibly think, because they've gotten inundated with posts that whole time and they do not remember. They don't remember. I'm not, so it's not that you shouldn't be cohesive. It's not that you shouldn't tell a story. It's not that there's no value to it. But don't overthink what people remember and what they see. They're looking at an individual post, and that's how Instagram's looking at it too. They're looking at an individual post. There are some tools that they have to help you connect. Like, okay, I'm going to put this post and I can attach a reel to it so they can go back and look at something else. There are some tools there, but for the most part, it's post by post. And that can be a good thing and that can be a bad thing. But you shouldn't worry about, I need to get this out there. This is important to my existing followers. Then put it out there. That's important to you. Put it out. It's okay.
Right. Any other questions? Well, I've got one, Jabin. How many times a week do you guys post at License to Distill? And is there a formula that is there a set? I want a minimum of this and a maximum of that.
It's it varies. And it varies based on some workloads and sometimes some contracts that we have going on. But the key is consistency. There is no magic number. The key is to not let long periods of time go in between. I mean, that's the bottom line. And when we talk about the realistic content calendar, we're going to talk about how the frequency affects growth and engagement and that kind of thing. But there is no magic number. Instagram wants you to post as much as possible.
You said to not let a long period of time. What is a long period of time in social media world?
Weeks.
Okay.
I mean, even then, some people resurrect these accounts that haven't been posted on for a long time. They're definitely getting to the point where Instagram's understanding that people have, they need to take mental health breaks from social media. And so they're not penalizing as much as they used to. But the algorithm is looking for consistency. And I don't mean consistency like I post every day at 8 a.m. I mean consistency like, couple times, whatever it is for you to start out. I can realistically get 2 reels up a week. Great. Then do two reels a week and aim for 3.
Yeah.
But don't
cool.
film a bunch of content, post every day for a week, and then go, oh crap, we don't have content scheduled I don't have any content left. So
yeah,
a month's going to go by before I reshoot.
Right. Okay. Hey guys, any other questions before let everyone go here? All right. Any final words, Jim, before we shut it down until Tuesday?
No, just keep an eye on your analytics and start to think about what that's telling you. So as we get into content creation, we can start applying what we're learning from the analytics into what we create going forward. And look forward to sharing that all with you next week.
Sounds great, man. I got a lot of work to do on my account. So I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, everybody.